Ishpeming man was granted a new trial.
Ski resort opens in Iron River. Hi, I'm Samantha Carter.
And I'm Dan Callahan, and this is your Public Eye News. Jason Sadowski and Ishpeming man was granted a new trial which took place in the Marquette County Circuit Court. Sadowski is currently serving 40 to 80 years in the prison for solicitation to commit murder, 2 counts of torture, 2 counts of unlawful imprisonment, and 2 counts of assault by strangulation. He was granted a new trial which is scheduled for December 5th. However, due to a stay from the Court of Appeals, the trial was adjourned and is set for a future date. One person has been hospitalized in a 2-vehicle crash in the Ishpeming Township. Names have now been released in the accident, which occurred Sunday afternoon. According to Michigan State Police, 29-year-old Gavin Gibson of Montana was struck by 51-year-old Frederick Furneaux. Gibson failed to yield to Furneaux's truck as he pulled out onto US 41, which sent his SUV across the road into an eastbound lane and rolling it on its side. Gibson was rushed into the UP Health Systems Marquette by Bell Hospital EMS. He is currently being treated for critical injuries sustained during the crash.
And while most ski resorts around the UP won't open until December, the Ski Brule Resort opened 4 of their 17 trails just before Thanksgiving. Located in Iron River, Ski Brule is the farthest resort from any of the Great Lakes. Their location and resulting colder temperatures allows them to create snow earlier in the season. Ski Brule hosted their annual Thanksgiving ski camp over the weekend. Over 150 skiers from as far away as the Chicago area flocked to the resort to get a head start on this season's training. And officials from the UP Regional Blood Center are calling for blood donations across the UP. They remind possible donors that all donations made in the UP stay in the UP, so that by donating you can directly help people in your community. Blood donation sites are located in Hancock, Marquette, Iron Mountain, Escanaba, and Sault Ste. Marie. For additional information about donating or to schedule a donation, please visit www.mgh.org/blood or call 1-800-491-4483.
Off-duty Detroit officer was shot at a convenience store on the city's west side this past Sunday. Police say the officer's vehicle was hit by shots. Officer Donikowski says the man who fired the shots was apparently upset that the officer had spoken with the suspect's sister at the store. The officer was not injured in the shooting. Police say a person of interest was questioned on Sunday in connection with the shooting, which is still under investigation. Michigan gas prices have fallen 3 cents per gallon in the past week, according to AAA. The Dearborn-based auto group tells the Associated Press the average price per gallon in the state as of Sunday, November 27th, was about $2.08. The lowest gas in the state can be found in Benton Harbor area at around $2 per gallon, and the highest in the Marquette area at $2.14 per gallon. Michigan is 4 cents lower than the reported national average of $2.12 per gallon. The highest recorded average statewide price on this date occurred in 2011 when gas was at $4.26 per gallon. And stay tuned for after the break for your national and international news.
Today we'll count down our top 50 ways to grow your brain.
People who did our program had significant improvements and decreases in anxiety, stress, and pain. You are not stuck with the brain you have.
If you do the right things, you can make your brain better starting today.
Tuesday, following the PBS NewsHour on Public TV 13.
Welcome back. An update has been released regarding the Ohio State attack that injured at least 9 people today, one of whom is in critical condition. Ohio State police say the attacker on campus purposely drove over a curb and into pedestrians, then got out of the vehicle and began stabbing people with a butcher knife. The university sent out a series of tweets around 10 a.m. saying there was an active shooter on campus and advised students to either run, hide, or fight. The shelter-in-place warning was lifted an hour and a half later. Authorities believe there is only one attacker. In an earlier statement, Ohio State said that the suspect had been shot and killed. Campus will remain open, but classes will be canceled for the rest of the day. And President-elect Donald Trump is back in Trump Tower, where he will meet today and tomorrow with several possible candidates for Secretary of State. Mr. Trump also lashed out on Twitter about recount efforts in 3 states. Kenneth Craig reports from Trump Tower in New York.
Vice President-elect Mike Pence arrived at Trump Tower, where President-elect Donald Trump is holding more meetings to fill his administration.
It's going to be a busy week. Get ready. Buckle up.
Among his visitors, former CIA Director David Petraeus. The retired general is being considered for Secretary of State. Petraeus resigned in 2012 after admitting to an extramarital affair with his biographer and mishandling classified information. Mitt Romney, another contender for the cabinet position, has sparked an outcry among some Trump loyalists.
We don't even know if he voted for Donald Trump. He and his consultants were nothing but awful to Donald Trump for a year.
The president-elect will meet with both Romney and Senator Bob Corker of Tennessee here at Trump Tower tomorrow. Corker is considered a long shot to become the nation's top diplomat. The president-elect is also slamming Hillary Clinton's campaign for getting involved in Green Party candidate Jill Stein's recall effort in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Mr. Trump claimed, without evidence, widespread voter fraud, tweeting Sunday, "I won the popular vote if you deduct the millions of people who voted illegally." Independent fact-checkers have determined that claim to be false. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
A white man accused of fatally shooting 9 black parishioners at Charleston Church last year was allowed to act as his own attorney in his federal death penalty trial on Monday. Dylan Roof's request was accepted by Judge Richard Gurgel. Roof's lawyers can stand and help him if he asks. Roof is charged with accounts including hate crimes and obstruction of religion in the connection with June 17, 2015 attack at the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston. He faces a possible death sentence if convicted. Thousands of Cubans are gathered in Havana for final farewells to Fidel Castro, who died on Friday. The former president ruled the country for nearly half a century through years of revolution and iron-fisted leadership. Don Champion has the latest from Miami, where Cuban exiles are watching the ceremony from afar.
A 21-gun salute echoed over Havana, where thousands of Cubans lined up at Revolution Plaza to mourn their former president. Many shed tears as they passed the monument for Fidel Castro, who died on Friday at the age of 90. This military veteran arrived before dawn.
Que será el hombre.
He called Castro an immortal man, a friend and a teacher for Cuba and the world. Both young and old are paying their respects, though not everyone remembers Castro's days as dictator before he handed control to his younger brother Raul in 2006. The island has been in transition since then. The new president has been negotiating renewed diplomatic relations with the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump tweeted this morning that he'll terminate that agreement if Cuba is unwilling to make a better deal. Here in Miami's Little Havana neighborhood, rather than mourning, the community has cheered the passing of Fidel Castro. A group of Cuban exiles is planning a massive rally later this week, pledging to fight for freedom for all Cubans.
This Cuban exiled community lives and renews today y reitera hoy its commitment in solidarity of the Cuban people inside the island.
After a 2-day ceremony at Revolution Plaza, foreign leaders are invited to pay their respects. Then Castro's ashes will begin a 3-day procession across the island, arriving on Sunday in Santiago, the birthplace of the revolution. Don Champion, CBS News, Miami.
Iraqi forces are beginning to show their limitations as they face setbacks while retaking Mosul from the Islamic State group. The Iraqi force, which is made up of about 50,000 Shiite, Sunni, and Kurdish fighters, has spent the last 6 weeks attempting to take back the Islamic State's last major foothold in Iraq. However, limited appropriate weaponry, inexperience, and battle fatigue have made it difficult for some forces to infiltrate the city. Even though battle-seasoned special forces are making progress, it has been slow-going due to the 1 million civilians still located inside the city. And after the break, we'll be back with your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
Recording's a really personal matter, and you dig deep and you want to be naked.
There's that beautiful point when someone hits it, it connects with you in a very deep way.
The power of music will always be massive.
It's changed our lives.
There's always that piano, that voice, that beat, that guitar riff that's going to save your life.
Experience great moments from Soundbreaking. Highlights of the Landmark series on recorded music.
Tuesday at 9:30 after Brain Fit on Public TV 13.
Hello, welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Eric Shapiro with a look at your weather. It's not time to put away that umbrella quite yet because it's not snowing. Currently, it's cloudy with a temperature of 43 degrees and winds south-southeast at 14 miles an hour and a barometric pressure of 29.46 inches and falling. Tonight, we'll see some rain and a low of 43 degrees and winds southeast at 17 miles an hour. Tomorrow, we'll see some showers in the morning with a high of 46 and winds south-southwest at 14 miles an hour. Taking a look across the UP, it's been fairly cloudy, like here in Sault Ste. Marie at 44 degrees. In Manistee, it's 43. In Escanaba and Menominee, it's 45 and cloudy. Here in Iron Mountain, is 42 and cloudy. Ironwood is 43 and raining. Up in Houghton, it's 47 and cloudy. And back here in Marquette, it's 43 and cloudy. Now let's take a look at your weather ahead. Wednesday, we'll have a high of 43, low of 34, and evening showers. Thursday, we'll be seeing some more rain with a high of 39 and a low of 33. And Friday, we'll have some snow in the morning with a high of 37 and a low of 28. So Dan, I guess for NMU hockey fans, Saturday was a tough game, but at least it's not snowing.
That's true. This weekend, the NMU Wildcats hosted a series against University of Nebraska-Omaha. Friday's game ended in a draw, both teams scoring 2 goals each, but the Wildcats pulled through in overtime. Robbie Payne tapped a rebound from Dominic Shine with 8.3 seconds left on the clock in 3-on-3 overtime period to give the Cats momentum in Saturday's game. Unfortunately, Northern Michigan fell 2-0 on Saturday. Goalie Ate Talvanen made 21 saves in the loss. The Wildcats are now 3-11-2 for the season and will travel to face Alaska Anchorage this weekend. The injuries continue to pile up for the Detroit Red Wings. According to General Manager Ken Holland, defenseman Brandon Smith is out for 4 weeks with a sprained right medial collateral ligament. Forward Tyler Bertuzzi is out 3 to 5 weeks with high left ankle sprain. Both injuries were sustained on Saturday's game against Montreal, and both players are now placed on injury reserve. The Wings are already without Darren Helm, Andreas Athanasiou, Jamie Howard, and Alexei Marchenko. The team is also being careful with defenseman Nicholas Cronwell because of his bad knee. Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh stormed into the post-game news conference on Saturday, fuming after his Wolverines fell 30-27 to Ohio State in the most watched college game of the season. He said, quote, "I'm bitterly disappointed in the officiating. I can't make that any more clear," end quote. Harbaugh spent more time criticizing the Big Ten officiating crew than any player on either team. The most controversial call was allowing Buckeye J.T. Barrett's 4th down run, giving Ohio State a 1st down in the second overtime. The call allowed for Curtis Samuel the opportunity to score and end the game. Harbaugh walked out of the game with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after throwing his clipboard onto the field in anger, as well as the loss. Well, so I heard Japan is getting Christmas a little early with Santa's helpers.
Yup, it's pretty exciting. As the holiday season approaches, Domino's Pizza is getting into the spirit. Domino's Japan is training reindeer to deliver pizzas as a possible solution to harsh winter weather conditions. By using a GPS tracker and a smartphone, employees could track the location of the deer as they make their deliveries. Domino's plans to announce a more finalized update on the reindeer progress on December 1st. It's pretty exciting news.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have for you here today at Public Eye News. Tune in again for tomorrow's show.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.